So Pitchfork is yeah. So Pitchfork is simping for a certain singer, not Taylor Swift, but a certain singer they're simping for. So I did not know that music critics were simps. I thought that music critic and movie music critics, they were supposed to be unbiased, basically say, hey, okay, but there are a lot of very biased reviewers and a very biased critics as well, you know, and of course, the title about Taylor Swift is actually romantic. You know why? Because guess who they like? Sorry, XCX. Yep, yep, of course. And even on the day the album released, they literally posted about how great Sorry XCX is. They literally legit. Okay, I don't know if they deleted it, but they legit posted about Sorry XCX, basically about how great and impactful she is. Kind of strange, isn't it? The day the album released, Taylor Swift's album released, they literally commented about how great Sorry XCX is. Absolutely crazy as well. Yeah, you imagine the name, yeah. And yeah, basically they had the people who were in this. They literally had like a whole dance to Sorry XCX's music, like and yeah, Charlie XCX's album is not the most. First of all, Charlie XCX is not the most impactful album of 2024. Okay, the most impactful album of 2024. Well, that would be Billie Eilish's album, but they don't want to have a conversation about that because they want to live in this fantasy world where Charlie XCX was this mega superstar where all of her albums made so much money. And you know what the most ironic thing about the Brat album? Well, the highest performing song off the album was the Guess remix with Guess Who, Billie Eilish on it. Yeah, it really showed that C controlled 2024 music, not Charli XCX. Even then, there's another artist that could also be considered for 2024, and that is of course Sabrina Carpenter, not Charli XCX, and of course not Has Been. But Has Been's album is struggling to to have over 1 million streams daily. Yeah, it's if you look at the average daily streams for Cowboy Carter, um, it's really not even 1 million streams at this point. It's gonna be below 1 million streams daily. Okay, as well. It's not one for free levels failure, but it's getting close to that. Okay, like no one cares about Beyonce's album anymore. Like I think Beyonce's album, Cowboy Carter, might be the most successful failure ever in history. Like how can you fumble an album of the year so hard? Okay, so again, album of the year doesn't have to be the most popular album of the year, but there were really like 4 or 5 more deserving albums of album of the year than Cowboy Carter. They really picked the worst possible option to nominate for album of the year, but I just really don't understand why Pitchfork is this biased. Like they're really this biased towards XCX. Absolutely ridiculous. Like they really sort of get rid of the goon rag at this point. Like we all know you like XCX Pitchfork. And so anyway, and there's even more of a bias here. It's not just Taylor Swift, obviously. They're biased against. Also, Man's Best Friend is a very similar album to Life of a Soul Girl. But, it's Taylor Swift, so you gotta subtract coins from it. Also, Period got a 5.1. That's pretty funny. That album is, of course, legit just trash. So, I think it deserves a 0, but I'm not the one making those choices. But, Period is one of the worst albums ever made. But, also, Miley Cyrus's album is the standard of failure. Yeah. And yeah, here's the picture. Thriller, one of the most iconic albums of all time. Ice Spice's album is better, according to Pitchfork. Wanna Ways, Wanna Die, one of the most iconic albums of the 2010s. Oh, no, Peppa Pig is better. It's funny, a lot of these are considered like iconic albums, and yeah, it just shows you just how, just not smart Pitchfork is. Like, or the most infamous review, I think, is the review of another really critically acclaimed album that, this album, yeah, they gave it a 6.0. But no, don't worry, we'll give we gotta give our second favorite singer a high score, Beyonce. Yeah, they gave Cowboy Carter 8.4. You gotta know that's the album that is performing so poorly that I think everywhere you go, this Cowboy Carter is very collecting dust. Like no one wants to touch it. Like it is like the worst, probably the worst album of 2024. Okay, as well. Like they actually have like any serious albums. We're not talking about like joke albums or something like that. But yeah, Beyonce's album is probably like the worst album of the year of that year. Like there was no way they gave the worst album of the year album of the year. No way. Goodbye.